Spider-Man, aka Peter Parker, who lost his parents at a very young age and could never meet them. He lost his Uncle Ben as well. Peter Parker became Spider-Man 8 years ago. He's 23 years old. Been taking down foes ever since, and he's been living in an apartment and he's struggling with money. Until one day, Wilson Fisk decided to fight the cops. So he swings on over, gets in a suit, talks to Yuri, who is part of the police. Not sure if she's chief. So he talks to her.
Yuri, you okay?
If he makes it out of that building, we're gonna lose him.
Beats up some bad guys, saves some people, helps the police, and takes down Mr. Fisk. Then MJ, Peter's ex-girlfriend, who works for the Daily Bugle, went to Fisk's collection and stole a file. Then these freaky guys with masks came in and took the file, which is Devil's Breath. Spider-Man saves her and goes to Martin Lee to ask what the mask was. Martin Lee says it's dangerous. Then Peter swung to his job at Dr. Octavius' lab, and they got shut down by Norman Osborn. How could he? What an evil guy. And Peter goes to take down some Fisk operation, works with Jefferson Davis, who later saves his life. Then Peter gets evicted from his apartment and has to find some tech and lives with Feast. He then has a run-in with some demons, that's what they're called, and almost destroys the city from that. Then Peter swings over to Jefferson Davis's Medal of Honor, but then the suicide bomber comes up and he dies. He then uses all of his time to figure out where the demons are heading and what they're planning on doing with Devil's Breath. And Norman Osborn sets up Sable because the city's not protected well enough. And then Peter finds this guy that knows all about Devil's Breath and asks him what it is. Furthermore, to find out more about this, he breaks into Oscorp. He even has MJ find the dude he interrogated earlier. After a long day, though, he went back to Dr. Octavius and figured out he was building something that uses the human mind to control things, but it needs a little fix it a bit, like the current response time and all of that. He then saves Miles, and it's really cool what he says.
You're Spider-Man. You're the amazing Spider-Man. You're the spectacular Spider-Man.
And a few other choice adjectives Jameson uses. Look, that was really brave. But next time, leave the fighting to the pros, okay?
Okay, but what if there aren't any around?
Well, you can't just go swinging at someone twice your size. I mean, don't get me wrong. I fight guys stronger than me all the time, but when I do it, I have...
Oh, like that time you fought Rhino on the Brooklyn Bridge? That was so awesome.
Perfect example. If the other guy's bigger, you gotta be quicker. Okay?
Okay, but that's easy for you to say. Sorry, I just can't do what you do.
All right, put him up.
Seriously?
Yeah, come on. First thing, don't let the adrenaline get to you. Breathe slow, breathe deep, relax. Hip square to your opponent. Let them make the first move. Now use your feet. When they go off balance, look for an opening. Boom.
Like that?
Yeah, that's it. Okay, only this time, just let me have it. Right on the jaw, okay? I can...
Oh, sorry.
Miles then leaves and goes back to Feast, but has to do all that. He helps some people, like this guy with this search thing. He needs to find out what something means, which is a subatomic particle. And then this guy's being dragged away by demons because they found out he has the devil's breath. Then Martin gets his hands on Devil's Breath and takes it here and is planning on releasing it. Also, MJ is here, so, you know. MJ then has to defuse the bomb with Peter Parker's help. But it then reached the 30 seconds. But she ended up doing it. Then Spider-Man fought Martin Lee on the subway where he fled to. And now Martin Lee is headed to Raft, where most of Spidey's villains are. Then Peter went to his job, even though they're not supposed to be doing stuff. Dr. Octavius has made some tentacles that could just do anything. He could control them with his mind. Yet there is a problem with the mind control thing. It's not really doing any good for him. So Peter tries to tell him, but Dr. Octavius gets pretty angry at Peter.
It's time to show the world what we've done. Otto, the neural web isn't isolating your motor neurons. It could be a...
But then a Sable truck is attacked and the Devil's Breath is taken. Then Rikers and Raft are also attacked.
We have to hurry. Hop on.
What happened?
It was a coordinated attack. Must have been planned from the outside. Every to the armory.
Is that bad?
So Spidey has to fight all the villains he's been walking for 8 years. Then he fights Electro and has to save Yuri from a plane crash. Just watch this.
Yuri!
I'm flipping.
Gotcha. Hold on.
And then he has to fight Scorpion, I think his name.
Me? Just trapped in a prison with every criminal I put away in the last...
He then escapes, attacks Electro, but then Vulture swoops in and takes him.
It's an exclusive club.
Listen to the series.
Remember, he said not to kill him.
Good idea. In fact, we don't have to do this at all if you don't want to.
We definitely want
So Octavius is Doc Ock who released all these prisoners, and now he's going to release Devil's Breath. I don't need to say much, just listen to this clip.
By Sable International, who maintain tight security over all transit points. Throughout the city, police and Sable agents continue to battle with Rikers and Raft escapees. Meanwhile, Mayor Osborn has gone on record blaming Spider-Man for the prison break and citywide sickness, and branding him a fugitive. But he has yet to provide evidence, and many believe the mayor is just deflecting blame, since an exclusive report by the Bugle revealed that this disease originated in a secret, unregulated Oscorp laboratory here in Manhattan. Mayor Osborn insists that Oscorp
Turn it off.
Then he fights Electro. Then he finds Dr. Octavius' lab where he's trying to help the Sinister Six.
Power source for Vulture's wings gave him spinal cancer. experimental treatment.
Then he's attacked by Vulture.
Devil's Breath Lab before he does.
On it right now.
Then by Scorpion. Miles looks for some medicine. Then Pete fights Rhino. MJ then finds where the serum is located. Peter then fights Mr. Negative. Peter gets the serum, but Dr. Octavius takes it back. Then P made a suit so he could fight Doc Ock. Then he fought Doc Ock and got the serum back. Then the saddest scene. So I was planning to do a Miles Morales video separately, but it's just too short of a video, so I'm going to add it with here. A year later, Miles is trained by Peter and takes down Rhino and discovers his new ability called Venom. Then they meet the head of Roxxon, a new corporation.
Thanks. But he's still dangerous. I'm not gonna be around.
Next, Peter tells Miles he's leaving for a few weeks. Then Miles meets a new group called the Underground, trying to take something from Roxxon. Miles then goes to sleep, does some home stuff, and his friend makes an app. Then through the app, Aaron Davis finds out who his real identity is. Then he figures out that the Tinkerer is Miles' best friend.
Yeah, it's
The Tinkerer attacks Roxxon once again and steals some energy cores. And while Miles saves the day, the bridge collapses. Then Miles works with Aaron Davis, the Prowler.
my dad had a foul on you.
Then Miles kind of works with Finn to expose Roxxon, and her brother died.
You start to override here. I confirm it there.
Then the Prowler did not want Miles to do this and stopped him from interfering with the war between the Underground and Roxxon. Then this happens. He saves the city from this vaporizing Harlem, and his friend dies. And yeah, everybody's happy, and head of corporation goes to jail, Aaron turns himself in, all of that. And I just wanted to say thank you guys for watching the video to the end. Subscribe, please. It would be really helpful. It took a long time to do this video. I can't wait for Spider-Man 2, even though I don't have a PS5, but I can't wait for that game to come out. It's gonna be awesome. See you guys later. Also, the information I got this from is in the description in the video. I got this from is also in the description. If I forgot anything like the Shocker fight or Tombstone or anything else, sorry.